Good evening and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. It is Saturday the 1st of June. It's a great day because Saracens put one over next to Chiefs and we retained the title. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to celebrate with a beer that is kind of rugby related-ish. Well, it originates from a region where there's another great rugby team, Bath. The beer is from Bath Ales and it's linked by name as well, from the wonderful place. Well, I say wonderful place. It's called Lansdown, and Lansdown, as we know, Lansdown Road was where Ireland used to play some amazing rugby. Anyway, what can I tell you about Lansdown? Well, it is a West Coast IPA based on what it says on the label and what it says on the screen to my right. It's also 5% ABV. And it contains very simple barley, wheat, oats, rye, water, and hops. I think we've got everything there. Yeah, usual bits and bobs. It's a 500ml bottle. It's 2.5 units in the bottle, and it was part of the £4 for £6 offer in Tesco. Otherwise, £1.80 on its own. So that's the beer. Lansdown. Now, let's crack her open and see what we get. It describes itself as big, bold and hoppy on the neck label, and it says they're mad about their beer, which is great. I appreciate people who are mad about their beer. So here we are. The pour is good. No real haze to it. We've got a little bit of head. It's pretty clear. In fact, the colours are really not showing up well on the camera. I've obviously got the lights coming this way at me, and it is golden in colour. It looks a lot darker on the flip-out screen of the M50. But yeah, pretty clear. No real haze. We did have about a finger of head, and it's relatively tight in most places. A little bit inconsistent in others. As for the aromas, I was expecting a little bit more. I was expecting a bigger hop profile. There is hop in the aroma, but there's a big malty character to it as well. I think, bizarrely, something like Hobgoblin, that kind of malt character to my nose at the minute anyway. That's what it's like. Anyway, smells good. Different to what I was expecting though. But then again, I'm used to drinking sort of craft West Coast IPAs, which are quite piney and resinous. Whereas this doesn't really have that. But everyone's interpretation is ever so slightly different of a style. And Bath, I dare say, have put the stamp on their own. So let's have a taste. Cheers. There is a little bit of dank. And a bit of real green, grassy. I like it. Hey, summertime, people are out on their bikes, you can hear. It's a little bit of dank, like I say. A nice bitterness. It's not in your face, it's there. And works. You could almost argue that it's a little bit piney, a little bit resinous, but not in a huge way. It's mighty fine. It is a mighty fine drop. Now, on the old screen to my right, it does say that the All-Star cast hop is led by Simcoe and Mosaic. And the Mosaic would explain some of the dankness. It's not what we would sort of see as dank in some of the big craft beers, but there's just a little touch of it going on. It's very, very nice. Very nice indeed. And it's one that I will be buying again. The malt character that was on the nose doesn't translate heavily in the flavour, and that's a good thing for me because I do like the more hoppy. And this one, thankfully, lives up to its claim of being big, bold and hoppy. It is. I've had a couple of beers, not from Bath, where they make that claim of being hop forward, and they really weren't. And it was a big letdown, but this delivers. It really does. So, Lansdown from Bath Ales. What would I give you as a score? Well, let's start. Well, I did just say I'd buy it again. So it's going to get a minimum of 3. Or would I rush out and buy it again? I would. It's one of the hoppiest beers I've tried from a supermarket. And that is a good thing because they're not in there. They're not there in any great number. Everything seems to be kind of malt led. I think your Spitfires, your Hobgoblins, your old Speckled Hens, that kind of thing. They're all prominent in sort of beer bottles in supermarkets. But it's refreshing to see some of the lighter stuff coming through, particularly the hop forward stuff. So yes, I would rush out and buy it again. Now, when it comes to hop forward, readily available bottled ale, is it as good as my favourite 2 or 3? Yes, but in a different way. Whereas things like Titanic Iceberg are really, really smashing the hops in to the point where they can almost be a little bit skunky. This is a little bit more reserved and it has different flavour. Obviously, you've then got things like Oakham Citra, which work really well. They're light and refreshing. This is a little bit more bitter than that, and it's a bit more hoppy. It's less sweet overall. It fills in a little pocket of pales that was missing. This is hop forward and bitter, and very, very pleasant. And for that reason, I'm going to give Lansdown from Bath Ales 4 3/4 out of 5 on the old Untapped score rating, which I think is pretty damn remarkable for a beer that only costs £1.80 or £1.50 if you buy 4 of them. So there we are. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, let's raise this pint of Lansdown in honour of the Saracens' victory again today. Thanks for watching. I've been Nick, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye.